I'm going to kind of switch gears. I'm going to my other segment that I noticed, and the boy in his videos didn't mention this, but I kind of noticed this just kind of watching his and Whitman's, and I watched another one. This part of this thing is called Eva Braun ring, Eva Braun ring. Who's got the real Eva Braun ring? Let me see if I can bring up what I was looking at. Now, Whitman, this is Whitman's video here. Whitman in his video shows a bunch of these collectors, and they're bragging they bought a bunch of stuff, and the kid covered the one ring there, and he covered that other ring that guy was showing. But what he didn't mention really a lot was, let me see if I can get this up.
Braun,
yeah.
And there's a pair of gloves with her monogram done in a woven thread.
Yeah.
A couple of pieces of cutlery from her silver set.
Stances sometimes. You have to
Here.
put two and two together. Although I
Look.
cannot say.
Listen to this.
You're timeless.
You look pretty good too, Bill. I don't know.
Now listen, he talks about that ring which we talked about. Then he talks about this one.
Making sure that John could carry this on.
Good.
Now see this ring here. This is a signet ring. It has EB on it. I mean, let me see
The
that.
items that we see here, excluding the diamond ring,
Yeah.
all came together. The diamond ring was found in West Virginia at an antique store, only a couple of miles from a
Oh, only a couple of miles. Let me see.
huge cache
A huge cache.
of Eva Braun material.
How do we know any of that's real? And here's the thing. He shows this ring. It has the EB
And
on.
a friend of mine purchased it, and we ended up coming to a deal. He felt that it should be all together.
Yeah.
Because when we got back to my house, we noticed that the ring size on her signet ring and the ring size on the diamond ring are absolutely identical.
Well, so what? A lot of women had fingers the same size. That doesn't mean nothing. And oh, what a coincidence. The same size.
And because of circumstances, sometimes you have to put two and two together. Although I cannot say, having my life depend on
No,
it.
but it's a good.
It makes sense, Tom and Robbie.
Well, you had
No, see, he's trying to say
told me
all
something
that's Eva
about
Braun's.
this, diamond ring.
Well, now look, that to me looks like a very cheap signet ring there. And he's saying, well, it was in an antique mall 2 miles from where this cash. Number one is, how do we even know your so-called cash? We have a couple pieces of silverware that have EB on it, which we don't even know is really Eva Braun's. You stick a picture there, probably a reproduction, on a little display, and you're trying to say it's all real original. And well, we found this ring only 2 miles in an antique thing from where I bought this. That doesn't mean nothing. Nothing.
Is sort of special because doesn't it have a larger diamond just in the
Yeah, and
center?
we covered all this, but
Something you don't really see.
John still.
okay, there's that ring he shows. Not a very good picture, but there it is.
A spoon to go with it. And
Yeah, but anyway, this guy's claiming that he has the signet ring, okay, and he bought it with a bunch of stuff. You notice even he calls it a cache, which is what, 2 pieces of silverware, a signet ring, and that's all he had. And he's saying that's a cache, and then he buys this other ring at some antique store 2 miles from there, and oh, they're all connected. But, if you bought this from him, this collection, but he would use saying, well, I told you I wasn't sure, but yet he's trying to make you believe that it is real. But here's the other thing. They're saying that's the Eva Braun signet ring, and I'm not saying that there isn't more than one. But here's another video, which I'll show you. Let's bring it up. And this. Now, this, and I like this guy. He's Legacy Collectibles. He is a firearms expert. He's an expert in these German, pistols, rifles. He is like the Tom Whitman of German firearms. This guy really is sharp. And I think he's all completely legit. He claims that he bought the ring, and he shows his ring. And what's further is he has documentation for his ring. Let me see here.
Reportedly, Eva Braun's ring. I'll
Yes.
show you evidence that
Yes.
that is true. When I got it, again, 6 months ago, we bought a collection of guns.
Yes.
And the guy said, I happen to have this, and he sold me this. I got it, and I immediately was torn about putting it on the website.
And you know, he's a very
Adolf Hitler memory.
he's a moralistic guy. He talks about that, you know, that was looted personal property of civilian, and he didn't feel comfortable selling it and everything else. And I, you know, honestly, I understand the logic of his argument, but I don't necessarily agree with it. These people were really criminals. I mean, her boyfriend, everything he did, I'd say everything was open and fair game, but there's people that would disagree with me, and that's fine. But the point I'm making is he has an auction catalog. A lot of these Adolf Hitler, Eva Braun items were sold like between 1987 and 1991 by the actual veterans who brought the pieces back. And they were sold by very reputable auction houses like Mohawk Arms. And now right there, he has the catalog
Memorabilia there.
which shows.
And then you can see the Eva Braun items, so table napkins, linens.
Yes.
Then it gets even more sorted. The more I look through this, I see her dresses.
Yes.
There's
I mean, the stuff he shows the legitimacy that the ring he has is legit. And I'll tell you something else too here that is important. I think the ring, he shows the ring in the catalog, I think.
and actually this ring in particular
Yeah.
is pictured right here.
Yes.
This is the ring.
Yes.
Not a very good picture, but I'll actually show you the ring. So because this was all part of an auction,
Yes.
and he bought this from this auction,
Okay.
I am not comfortable selling stolen property. So this is the ring itself, and again, it's not that I revere Eva Braun a whole lot.
But look at the quality of that ring compared to that cheap-looking thing that other boy had. This, you could tell, that's a quality-made piece of jewelry. And he is the provenance behind it, because I can tell you in the late 80s, early 90s, a lot of these World War II veterans were getting older and they were retiring, and they wanted to cash in on what they had, and they sold these pieces out, and that's what they did. And the piece he has is, I think, completely legitimate. That other piece that other boy has in the Whitman video, I think all his stuff is phony. I think maybe he lucked out and he found some stuff that had EB on it. Doesn't mean it's Eva Braun. There's no provenance for it. This is legit. And so I would say the Legacy Collectibles guy, I think he has a legitimate ring there. And I don't know what he's going to do with it. He'll either sell it or whatever. He's a very conscientious boy, and I have a lot of respect for him. Sometimes he goes a little over the top with his clickbait topics, but overall, he's been great, and I really enjoy his videos. And he's completely in the right about this. I think he has a legitimate ring. I'm just surprised nobody else has noticed that there's two of these Eva Braun rings floating around. I think he has the real one. I think that other boy in the Whitman video, I think he's got the phony, and he's going to try to pawn it off for some poor boy out there and get you money. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth on the whole shooting match, and I appreciate you sticking around visiting the old Colonel here. You know, I'd offer you a drink, but you know, you're not actually here, so I'm going to have one for you. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's good. So, anyway, the show of shows is going to be here. And let's see now. That would be, yeah, that's going to be like 3 days from now. I'm going to try to get this here video up 2 days prior. But, I look forward to the show. If you see the old Colonel, you know, say hello. And I'm going to try to do, you boys seem to enjoy the military videos quite a bit, and so I'm going to try to do more of them in the future. But I enjoy y'all stopping in here, and well, this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlingame the Fifth, adventure, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire, at your service, madam, signing off. Good night, y'all.